Yes, people. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. And Fabrizio Romano has just confirmed Arsenal are starting talks for Benjamin Šeško. Yesterday, we heard from the Athletic that Benjamin Šeško is liked by Arsenal. He's viewed as one of Arsenal's number one targets, but they might not have the weight and the patience for him to fully develop. That's why they might be going for Gyökeres. We're also hearing that Zubimendi had his medical. We're also hearing so many other things. But the main thing is, who is Arsenal going to sign? Is it going to be Benjamin Šeško? Is it going to be Viktor Gyökeres? We're going to bring the panel today together to discuss this conversation. Plus, we're going to have to talk about Thierry Henry's comments about Arsenal, Arteta, the window, strikers, all sorts of stuff, trophies, everything. Plus, the final thing, are people losing their mind over a backup keeper in Joao Garcia, or are we potentially missing out on a generational goalkeeper? These are the conversations we need to have. I got a wonderful panel for you guys today. I got Saad in the building, and he does not look happy. Are you okay, bro?
Yeah, brother. Just bring the rest of the people in, bro. We need to discuss, man.
Yeah, he's definitely a Gyökeres guy. You seem happy.
Bro, guys, we're gonna get into this conversation. It's not that black and white, to be honest. It's not, if you know what I mean. Like, how are we turning our nose at either of these two players? Of course, getting Gyökeres is the more proven player, but both players are good players, man. And
we got one person behind the scenes, literally waving his shirt around, going crazy. It's souls. He is one of those people who is saying the project is not complete without a striker like Šeško. He doesn't want Gyökeres.
Don't twist my words, but we'll get into it.
Definitely am going to twist your words. And then finally, we got now, my people, my guy.
Brother.
I took your line. I took your line, but I'm just going to say this before you say your intro. He doesn't care who signs as long as they do the business.
Yeah, that's fair.
At least you know.
Respectable.
Take it away, bro. Your intro. What are you saying?
Oh yeah, now my people, it's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, now tonight you go understand. Big up the panel, smash the likes. Big up. And last time I saw a couple people on this panel, things were a little bit different, but it's good to see you now. I'm gonna just let a disclaimer out. Arsenal have broken me, bro. But we'll get into that.
Hey, we'll get into it. No Arteta talk today, guys, please. Just strictly transfer talk. I'm going to start with Saad. But before we go any further, let's go through the Šeško Gyökeres talk. Yesterday, the Athletic said that Šeško was liked by Arsenal, but he is well and truly not the number one target, and they're looking to sign Gyökeres. That was reported by the Athletic's Gunner blog. He reported that. He said that Gyökeres will be signing for Arsenal, but they think Šeško in 2 years' time will be the best striker in the world. Then today, Fabrizio Romano confirms that Arsenal are in talks with Šeško. Now, that doesn't mean either one are telling a lie. We could be in talks with Šeško, and we could also still be looking to sign Gyökeres. But the first topic of discussion is going to be, who would you like the club to sign, and who do you think the club will sign? And I think the only person I should start with is everyone in the chat. Do me a favor. Let me know what you guys think. And also, the next person I'm going to start with is the person who looks the most upset on the panel. Saad, what's going on? Take it away.
Yeah, man, I'm fuming, bro. I'm fuming. I'll be completely real with you. This is I understand that everybody's like gassed and Šeško's coming, this and that. I'll be real with you. We ain't in a position to be bringing in projects or maybes or it could be. Do you know what I mean? He's on track to be one of the best strikers I'm not in for that stuff right now. I'll be real, man. We're in the place now where we need a win now striker. We need somebody who's gonna come in, guarantee me 20 plus goals a season, and I'll be real, man. This is the most underwhelming signing we could make at striker. Apart from obviously the people that are mental and are sitting here saying Ollie Watkins, we leave them to the side because those people have a special place in hell. But regardless, for me, looking at this signing, I'll be real, and no offense if anybody thinks that. No offense in it, but yeah, I'll be real. I'm fuming, man. I'm fuming. This Šeško guy. When I watch tactical analysis of this guy, they tell me that he in the air he's getting out muscled by players that are like half his size. They're telling me that when in transition, his decision making is not as good. I'm like, bro, this is stuff that we have been. This is stuff that we're dealing with right now, bro. That he's not good at. Like, how do we expect that to change? But when it's Gyökeres is the proven guy. He's been able to do it in England, be able to play in England and handle that physicality. He's been able to go to Portugal. We may not rate the Portuguese league, it is what it is, but regardless, his scoring numbers, if you put it towards like a game basis, per 90 basis, it transitions over to the national team. So it's not only Portugal, it's for the national team as well. He's scoring the same amount of goals. In my personal opinion, I think that Gyökeres is the one that is a win now striker. The Gyökeres is the one that is going to come in and guarantee you 20 plus goals. With this Šeško guy, I don't think he's guaranteeing us 20 plus goals. I'm severely disappointed with the signing. Mikel Arteta got his man. I don't think we learned from the Kai Havertz situation. Listen, Mikel Arteta is a good coach. Mikel Arteta has not got an eye for players. This is one thing. And sometimes you just need to understand, like, okay, you're a good coach. Just focus on your coaching. You don't need to be doing this. Oh, I want this player and this player and this. Because last time you did that, we had Havertz. He played in the midfield for half a season. I was about to rip my eyes out, and then you moved him up top, and he got a few goals, and then bang. Do you know what I mean? It worked out. But let's be real. Where you want to play these players, what you want to do with these players, did not work out. I'll be real. I am disappointed. I'm underwhelmed by this signing. Like you said, Fabrizio Romano's come out and said it, but we don't know for sure until David Ornstein says it, bro. Because this guy is truly the one to go to for all Arsenal news, innit? But yeah, man, I'll be real. I'm just underwhelmed, man. I don't rate this Šeško guy. I think he's very raw, and he's gonna take time to be able to perform at the highest level, in my personal opinion.
Live debate right now. Let's go to the next person I want to go to is hear the other side of the argument. What are you saying, Souls?
Man, I disagree massively. That's not me writing Gyökeres off, because I'm not going to do the Gyökeres fan thing where you write a player off and think they're shit just because you don't want them. I think there's an argument for both. I think there's a balance in the argument. Gyökeres has 0 headed goals in 2024, 2025. So you can also talk about his weaknesses for a 26-year-old. Now, even if you want to look at his championship record, it's not that great. For a player that's being hyped as one of the best strikers in world football, yes, his numbers are decent, but I wouldn't say he teared it up in the championship either. But when you look at Šeško, the reason why I kind of don't really like the discourse that people are having is because I heard similar things when Isak was going to sign for Arsenal. Why are we looking at 75 million? Not people on the panel, by the way. I'm talking about general discourse about Isak before he even joined Newcastle. A lot of people are like, yeah, good player, but he's raw, blah, blah, he's a project player. We accepted it more at the time just because of where we were. But a lot of people had the same concerns that we're talking about. For me, Šeško is a season away from absolutely just blasting into world stardom. And that's what's going to come with Arsenal, with the volumes of chances that we create. I actually don't know why people are writing Šeško off. In terms of a complete striker and someone who can come in as an alternative and Alexander Isak profile, he is that. He is Isak, just younger. And that's how I see him. When people say he's been bullied in the air, I actually haven't seen it yet. He's actually scored way more headers. So if you want to talk about Gyökeres is a physical beast, but for some reason can't do anything in the air. I don't know what it is. I just really can't understand and fathom. If you're in Liga Portugal, which is, by the way, a weaker league in terms of defensively, than the Premier League, and even in England and oppositions we're going to come across, for you to not be able to score a single header and actually miss like the handful of opportunities that you've had in the air is a concern to me, especially at his age. When you look at Šeško, he's a more complete player and the ability to be a more complete striker. He's got the hold-up ability, he's got the finishing ability, he's got the shot power. He's just a more complete player. But that's not me writing Gyökeres off, because where I can give Gyökeres a lot of, his dues and flowers as well is box presence. Someone who, if you do cutbacks and if you're going to do low crosses, driven crosses into the box, transitional play, for example, that's where he thrives. But I just think Šeško can do that, as well as other things that we're going to be missing if we bring a Gyökeres in. That's not to say Gyökeres can't improve that element of his game by joining us, because obviously if we do ever talk about wingers on this panel as well, there's a few that I can talk about there. Now, when people sit there and go, he's the bona fide, he's the one, he's complete, he's the one that we should. No, Gyökeres is also a project. He's also a liability in some ways as well. this idea that he's complete and he's going to come in and he's definitely going to smash it, he's 100% dot on, we're going to win if he comes in, is bullshit. It's a pipe dream. Yes, he's a good player, but he's also got his flaws. He's not the perfect striker. We're not signing Erling Haaland. We're not signing someone who's, when you look at it and go, where are the flaws? Where are the weaknesses? Both of them have theirs. And that's what we need to acknowledge. There's a balance to be had. And for me, whoever comes in, I'm actually happy with. Yes, I edge Šeško because I believe he's got more to his game than Gyökeres. But Gyökeres is a pure striker. In the box, keep him up top, and you have to supply him. The issue that you'll have with Gyökeres, in my opinion, is similar to Haaland. If you mark the supply and if you cut the supply, there's not really a lot to Gyökeres' game after that. You need to make sure the volume of chances stay there. And that's what City struggled with this year without having the Rodrigues, with KDB being in and out.
Gyökeres is a better passer than Haaland. Come on.
No, but is that what I said? I'm just saying you're going to have similar issues. Yes, he might be better passer, but it doesn't make him a better hub. He
can't do stuff on his own, whereas Šeško can create chances on his own, or he can combine with other players. Gyökeres is less that player because he's bigger, he's less agile, right? He's not a physical beast as much.
He said he
right?
can't do stuff on his own. That's a bit of a reach.
With the agility, he does have the agility, but his link up
That's
playing
his point.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
His agility is there. Gyökeres can get out of situations and dribble and stuff but I just don't rate his link up play. I haven't seen it personally. I've watched a lot of it, but I just haven't seen it personally. Whereas with Šeško,
so people are saying, so is this what we're coming down to? Gyökeres is limited, where Šeško is not?
In my opinion, Šeško is more complete.
I'm gonna go last. I don't know who wants to go.
I don't mind going. I don't mind going.
Let African Gunnar go. I'll come to you after.
So I mean, in terms for me, I've wanted Gyökeres for about 2 seasons now. I think 2 years ago when his name first popped up, obviously started paying more attention to him, and I've always wanted him. And it's actually really funny because we've wanted Šeško for 3 windows now, and I think it's really funny how Arsenal fans really believed that Gyökeres was the main target, and all of a sudden that we weren't going to go for Šeško. It was always going to be Šeško. I mean, only when Andrea Berta came to the club 2 months ago is when we actually seriously got linked to Gyökeres. But I mean, for someone like me who follows transfers every single day and who has an Arsenal account, I know that we tried in January to get Šeško, and we kept it pretty cool. We didn't want to force the issue, and we said we were going to come back this summer. There's a variable release clause that he has, which is related to his performances, and the fee was always going to be 70 to 80 million euros. So this fees that I'm hearing about 90 million pounds plus is totally bull, in my opinion. And in terms of Gyökeres, I mean, yes, Andrea Berta obviously wants him. I was really happy when we were linked. But David Ornstein said in December and January that we were not linked with Gyökeres at all, that we didn't rate him, and that he didn't rate us. And, everyone knew that it was either going to be Nottingham Forest or Man United or Chelsea. Arsenal only really came into the picture recently. So I don't know where this confidence came from that Gyökeres was going to be the one. But, I mean, as a fan, I obviously agree with Saad. I think that Gyökeres is ready-made. He's the win now. He's the person that's proven. I think, when people say that he's been playing in a shit league like Portugal, you just got to say, look at what he does in the Champions League. That should be the barometer for any player. If he can do it in the Champions League.
Yeah, but you can also look at the other players who have come from Portugal. Joao Felix, for example, Fabio Silva. There's
but completely different. Joao Felix is not he's not a physical player. He's going to struggle with the league.
Darwin Núñez had similar numbers as well. We've seen players who've been in the Portuguese league absolutely tear it up.
Sure, absolutely.
Come to bigger leagues.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not even that. It's about, because by the way, I don't think the La Liga Portugal is a weak league. It just produces certain positions better. It just doesn't produce attackers.
My perspective is that I think I'm trying to be neutral. As I said, I'm happy with both, even though I see why Gyökeres is the win now. I hear your point as well, where I think Šeško is the better player all around. I think he has more to his game, and I do think he is more raw. And I think this is something that Arsenal fans are also not considering and talking about. It's not about just Gyökeres or for me, it's not about Gyökeres or Šeško. It's more about who we're signing at the left wing as well. Because if you get Šeško and you get Rodrygo, then we're talking about serious attack here with Saka, with Martinelli, with Trossard, with Havertz. But if we go get Nico Williams and Šeško, which is meant to be the plan that we had in January, and which is what I'm expecting, then really Arteta's really making the decisions that he's going to have to die on, right? He already, the thing with I think what Stad is mentioning and what I agree with about Gyökeres is that we've already taken that chance with Havertz. Arteta already took that gamble. So like now we're saying, why are you taking another gamble with Šeško? We already took that gamble with Havertz. Now you have to go and get a gunman, which we think is Gyökeres. And, that's the thing where a lot of Arsenal fans, I think, are really upset and saying, why are we going for someone that's raw? Someone that we still going to have to give 1 year, maybe. Someone that we have to still, have Havertz starting for the first 2 months of the Premier League, like betting him in, trying to see how he fits in with the chemistry.
Isn't that why he didn't join us in the first place last summer?
I mean, yes, to be honest, Arteta couldn't guarantee him game time.
Let me bring Nigel in, and then we'll go open floor, because I can tell Saad wants to jump back into the conversation. Go ahead, Nigel.
You see, look, I don't want to be repetitive to what's been said, but what I will say is, if Arteta gets me Rodrygo, he can sign me Danny Welbeck. I don't care what number 9 is, but that's for a different conversation.
No, let's be real.
yeah. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. But in terms of both strikers, the person that would impress me most now is Gyökeres, because I think he's ready now. If you're asking me who has a better ceiling, I'd say it's probably Šeško. He has a better ceiling. But as Saad said something that like I've kind of come to terms with over the last couple of weeks, especially because of the Isak thing. Because I remember there's a lot of things I liked about Isak at the time, but I wasn't crazy about us going all out for him at the time. I still would have had him, but I wasn't going crazy. Is Šeško another one where if we miss out now, they could be quoting 100 million from him next summer, innit? I don't know, but it's one of them.
Hold on.
I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm not saying that definitely happens, but because of the Isak thing, it is at the back of my mind. Another thing, Arsenal fans need to calm down in general, because we ain't signed any of them yet. Innit? That's number one. We ain't signed nobody.
Yeah.
And when it comes to this club, and the press, they love playing us because we're so easy to be played. Like, we can sprinkle and throw anything in there, and we turn it into an explosion. So I think it's what this news is about Šeško could be just a hoax. They just need to get something excited because they need a reason to talk about Arsenal. Do you get what I'm saying? But I don't know. Either way, I'm glad. Either way,
don't you think it would be smart for us to negotiate for both? I believe both are true. I think as a club, we gotta use our leverage. Everyone knows that we need a striker. Everyone knows that we have money, right? So why not 100%. Negotiate for both and then pull the trigger on whichever 100%. Best deal you get? That's what I think we're doing, right? That's what Berta's supposed to come in.
I think the best deal is Gyökeres, right? I hear you personally.
Yeah, that's what I think is really happening. Yes, I think we have interest in Gyökeres. Berta's come, he has connections, so we're trying to see how much it's gonna cost. I think obviously Man U out of the race because of no Champions League, so it's really just Chelsea or us who doesn't want to go to Italy. So we have a good chance there, but we wanted Šeško. Arteta wants Šeško. Šeško meets our style of play, and then Arteta is a stubborn man. And
are Chelsea trying to get Gyökeres? What's going on?
Yeah, of course. They also want to get Šeško, bro. Chelsea want to get everybody. Come on, let's go. We know
everyone we want. They want. Just leave it at that. As soon as we're in for someone, that's their mark.
I'm gonna open the floor, but I'm just gonna say, I spent over 2 hours yesterday just watching numerous scouting reports on both players, and what I've come up with is Šeško is not the finished article. Gyökeres is closer to the finished article, but he is not a complete striker, where Šeško has the capabilities to be more of a complete striker. You're basically looking at, in their prime, Šeško would be more like an RVP, where in his prime, Gyökeres would be more like Alan Shearer. A great ball striker with 2 feet, and he's good at finishing, and he can help create. Where Šeško is better in the air, better at build up, better probably all around. At this moment in time, Šeško is not ready. Where Gyökeres looks ready.
Yeah, but he looks ready, and like, what is ready? What is the framework of ready? Like, you can
better finisher.
Listen to me. You could put a ready-made player in the wrong system, and then that player looks crap. For example, look at the Anthony, right? You went.
No, but do we need system? 1 second. Do we need system players, or do we need players who score goals?
No,
because at the end of the day, if you put a goal scorer in this system, they're gonna score goals.
Gyökeres is the one who's going to
Right.
score more goals, but if we can't feed him and we can't create for him, he's going to do nothing. He's
No,
going to be
but
marked.
no,
out of
but
the
why do
game,
you, but I hear you, but one thing that
Saad,
I
it's
know,
open
bro,
floor. You can jump in whenever you want.
bro, we can feed Marino, bro. You think we're gonna struggle with Gyökeres, bro?
Sure,
Like,
but we
I
can
can't
feed.
see
So we
it,
can, yeah. But there's only certain chances you can feed Marino, right? Marino scores a lot of headers, or he
bro.
scores a lot of cutbacks.
Over the last
point-
4 years, bro, you've seen
Yeah.
us create chances for Jesus, Nketiah, Kai Havertz, and Mikel Marino. I think Gyökeres is a better striker than all of those players.
I think
Do
he's
you
a better
guys think those are
finisher,
weird
but I think
comparisons?
Šeško has more variations to the type of goals that he can score.
I will agree with that.
Let's hear
Yeah.
from
He's
Saad.
less
Saad,
talented.
jump in. Why are you covering your face, man?
Because
I
I'm
can't
still
believe what's
trying to,
happening.
I'm still trying to recover from what Souls said. To be honest, I'll be real with you, man. I'll be listening to these guys. I'm still trying to recover from Souls. Please, brother. Yeah, I'm addressing you. At least look at my face, bro. Well, like this guy's looking down at his phone. Yeah, I mean, he's not even looking at me, bro. And I'm addressing him, my Souls. I'm still trying to recover from what you said, my brother. How did you say that? That what's his name had the same numbers, bro? Did you look at their numbers?
Did I? When did I mention they had the same numbers?
You said it in your thing. You said that they have the same numbers.
Please rewind and find where I said they had the same numbers.
Okay, similar numbers. Sorry, similar numbers. Similar numbers.
I never mentioned their numbers. I never compared their
Guys,
numbers.
can we get a VAR, please? Can we get a VAR? Because I
listened
specifically to what he said.
He did say. Who in terms of Šeško and Gyökeres?
Šeško, no, not Šeško and Gyökeres. I was talking about when he says Gyökeres and what's this guy's name? Darwin Núñez in the league. You said that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
They had similar numbers. They didn't.
No, I said Darwin Núñez teared up the League of Portugal as well. The likes of these players have teared that league up, and everyone absolutely hyped these attackers and go into bigger leagues and do nothing. So we've seen that.
Okay,
that's why people say the league is weak.
No,
but I did also say there's certain positions that they do actually produce really well, but it's just not attackers. I've just not seen attackers come through from there.
That's fine. So let's just read out the stats from both of them, yeah, or the goals and the assists. Darwin Núñez, before he went to, we won't even look at the season before because it's actually shit. He just had that one season, by the way. But Darwin Núñez in that first season had 30. What is this? Why
Can I just acknowledge the super chat, guys? The super chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
When David Ornstein and Samuel McBell also say this is what's happening, I'll believe it. At this moment in time, it's not fully complete yet. Even late African Gunner, you haven't seen any David Ornstein or Samuel McBell quote tweet about this yet.
No, Ornstein is the one who broke the news about us being interested in Gyökeres and that Andrea Berta had connections, etc. So we haven't heard anything about Šeško from David Ornstein, anything new at least. But so all this stuff that we heard today is all expected.
It's all speculation,
we knew that we were interested in Šeško. We knew we were in discussions. He's not in preseason. They're in Brazil right now. He has a knee injury, so he didn't train on Tuesday. He didn't play yesterday. They don't want to risk him. They didn't make Europe, so they need to sell, right? So they don't want to take any risks with any injuries because then it'll reduce his price. So they're ready to sell him. And I just think it's going to happen. It just makes sense, man. Like Arteta is just stubborn. He's going to want to get his man. He wants to prove everyone that this is why we didn't buy anyone in January. This is why we didn't buy striker last summer. And he's going to do it. And he has to do it.
What I will say, though.
Let me just get the next super chat, guys.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Let me just read the next super chat. AMT says, get the facts right. Gyökeres did it twice. Núñez did it once. Also, Gyökeres scored more goals in one season this season than Núñez did his whole time in Portugal.
Way more.
But before you go, what do you call it, Nigel? I cut off Saad. Saad, what were you going to say?
First of all, I was going to say that they have way more goals. In one season, he has way more goals than the guy had in his whole career at where Benfica or wherever he was at. On top of that, you talk about the aerial and you've not seen. Did you not watch the game against Borussia Dortmund where Emre Can had this guy on the floor? They both went up for a header. How is Šeško ending up on the floor because he got moved to? and they both went for a header. And Šeško, 6'5", Emre Can, I don't even know how
but
tall
he's
he is.
like
Is he
younger
like
than
5'10"?
him, man. I mean, come on, that's
No.
unfair.
We can't be doing that. You're telling me physically dominant. You're telling me tall.
I've seen Haaland.
But that was what? That was like
Come on,
2
man.
years ago.
Come on,
that
bro.
was
Come on, man.
2 years ago, and this guy's like 21, 22 years old. Like,
Let's not do that, bro.
You want to do that?
He's a physical specimen.
How do you want better, brother? 24, 25, the entire season, man scored 0 headers. 0. You're a striker. 0. Zilch.
Who's this?
About?
Who's this?
Gyökeres. Zilch.
Okay, but that's like me saying Šeško's never reached 20 goals in a season.
Why need headers?
You know what I'm saying? We can both do the
If you want to talk
he's
about
never hit
numbers,
20 goals in a season.
we can talk about numbers. That's fine. Your guys can score headers. He scores 5 headers a season. Well done. My guy scores like freaking 15, 20 shots.
Yeah.
Bro, what is this? Like at the end of the day, your guy can
and he's
headers.
better. It's just simple. He's got more.
What suits what? When people say what suits the team better, what suits Saka better? What does Saka do more? Does he cross the ball in, or does he like to do that little cut with his right foot, cut it into the area, the danger area, where someone could pop the ball into the back of the net? Saka loves doing that, bro. That's one of his signature. Yes, but what's his signature move? Is that little movement, and then bang, and then get on his right foot and just low driven. That's Saka's. That's him, bro. That's his move.
Son. He's also got another move, cut inside, man? Back post curler as well. He's got that.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Of course, he's got no. But that move is so dangerous. That move is so dangerous because even this season we've seen him do it multiple times. In that Real Madrid game alone,
the previous season we saw him do that back post cross as well. So let's not be the same. But what I will say, and because. What I will say is that the signing of Šeško, what that says to me is Arteta still has the control. Not whether we sign Šeško. Hold on. Wait, can I finish before you attack me? Relax.
No one's attacking you here.
So hold on. What that means, if we end up with Šeško, I'm a little bit worried because Sad, calm down. Let me land before you start shaking your head. But I think I would like to have a director of football that overrides the manager, personally, and like we need someone. We need someone that can bully him because we need someone that can say, "You've got Kudus and Havertz as your options. Don't be stupid." Do you get what I'm saying? We need someone that can do shit like that. But if we end up getting Šeško, what that proves to me is that Arteta still has the overriding decision, and that worries me for the future.
No, Conley, where I can agree with that isn't on this position. Where I can agree is the winger. Because if, for example, we can actually get Rodrygo and we can get Williams and we go get Williams instead of Rodrygo, that's where I agree. Guys, this isn't the position.
Why is that different to the Šeško and Gyökeres?
Because I don't think either are a bad choice. Like if you
let me stop you guys for a second. Shout out Netweed for the super chat. He said getting over 10% on the poll is washed. By the way, there's a poll right now, and over 226 people voted, and 65% are saying Viktor Gyökeres they would rather have at Arsenal as a striker. And I'm just going to give my opinion quickly. I think Šeško, maybe in 4 years' time, when he's Gyökeres' age, he might be a better player than Gyökeres is today. But if Gyökeres comes into our team and he can help us in the short term win a league title, or if Šeško comes into the team and he is the player next season who's not capable of helping us get over the line, but he's still part of the team, I'd rather get the for sure thing that can help us win a league. Do you think Gyökeres? My question to you guys is: do you think Gyökeres right now is a slam dunk for sure thing to help us deliver a league title?
Yes.
No,
but it's not in isolation. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not just about the striker, man. You got to also look at who we get a left wing. Who's going to create? Is it still going to be Odegaard?
Okay, how about that? Let's look at the price then. They're saying Gyökeres costs 60 million.
Forget the price.
They're saying Šeško costs 90.
No,
There's no chance Šeško costs 90 and we're going to pay him.
It's 65. It's 60.
Who cares? Who cares how much they cost? If the player's better, he's better. It doesn't matter what he costs.
It's not a big difference. It's based on
how much he costs is going to take away from other positions.
That's why I'm surprised that you would ever.
No, that's bullshit. That's just Arsenal PR to get you guys to pipe down.
And it's his decisions. And he has to live by these decisions. Whatever happens, that's why I'm not getting emotionally invested. I'm not screaming about whether it's Šeško or Gyökeres because it doesn't matter. Whatever he decides and he goes with, he has to now win. And I think both are good players. So I'm happy with either. He just got to prove it now. That's it. Like, there's no point in crying about it. Like, whoever we get.
My question is, do you
next
guys...
season for me is done, bro. Like I'm not even on the
why
he has to win
we're
for
gonna
me,
have
bro.
a
This guy already
this
guy hit that your mentality. No, African Gouda, your mentality of he has to win. That was me this season.
He has to
that
win
was me
now,
this season. He had to win. No, that was me this season that just finished. That was me. He had to win this season. So for me,
where are you now? Where are you now?
Now,
whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Habibi, I want this guy to pack his bags. Yeah, I'm walking into this thing on vibes, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm just walking in. I'm like, woohoo! I mean, we're here, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm celebrating.
Bro, my point is, if you want that and you know it's not gonna happen, then there's no point in like investing ourselves and like Arteta out. No, he's a Lego head, bro.
I will never do that. But African Guna, I will never do that. I've already said to myself and I've already said to my family. Yeah, and I know. Yeah, I will never sit there and be like constantly. Arteta. It's so boring,
and
bro.
You know, basically, Lee Gunner was saying like, and they were making this point that Arteta hasn't done anything good for Arsenal, and I was defending that, and apparently I was officially an Arteta in.
You know what that means? He's now going to go get Nico Williams
at the club. So people just take it. It's not black and white. Just because Arteta's done good.
Guys, he's now going to go get Nico Williams too. Because think about it. Arteta's getting all his targets.
Bro, Arteta.
Oh man, this narrative is boring, man. It's fucking boring me. What the fuck do you mean he's going to go get all his targets? We are trying to actively go for Rodrygo. Of course, if Xabi Alonso changes his mind and says no, then he's not available. What the fuck do you want us to do? Not get anyone because you guys want Rodrygo or nothing.
Do you want Rafa? Would you not get Leao?
Bro, he's gonna buy him. You guys are fretting over nothing, man. Whoever we get, it doesn't matter because we're gonna go for it this season because we have no choice. We have to win something, and we're gonna be better than we were.
Also, why are we acting like these alternatives are shit? They're actually good players.
I think the best player available is Rodrygo, and if we can't get Rodrygo, I'm not mad at Nico Williams.
Me neither. I don't think
Nico Williams.
I hear Todd's point. Like,
but I don't know how good.
We need
but Nico Williams suits the striker better than a Rafael.
Make his bed. He's got to lie in it, bro. Like, we just gotta watch it unfold. There's nothing.
No. Forget that. No. Let's give our actual opinions. Forget about Arteta wants to do what he wants to do. Forget that. We're Arteta. We're all Arteta, right? We're the manager of Arsenal.
What do you guys rather get, Rodrygo or Nico Williams?
For me, if we're going for a striker, Rodrygo
that's
first.
That's a real question. Shut up.
No, Rodrygo's a clear first. I don't even think we're arguing with Rodrygo. Yeah. But if we're going for an alternative, I wouldn't personally go for Rafa Leao unless we're going for a false nine. If we're going for a false nine,
or something, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, we get him Buemo. If we're gonna get Šeško, we gotta.
Buemo's alright. Buemo's on the right, lads. Buemo's on the right, lads.
Move someone.
Okay, what about?
If we're gonna get Buemo, we might as well get Sane on the free, bro.
What about Eze? What about Eze?
Mostly, there's multiple. First of all, I'm not with this. Like before, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling this whole Nico Williams thing. Yeah, this is good, bro. I saw what he done against Manchester United, in that game, bro, and I was like, yeah, this guy is just not it, bro. At the top level, at the top level,
he just came from injury, bro. Come on, don't do that.
No, hold on. Big up to the guy, whatever. You came back from injuries, but if you're supposed to be the star player in that team, I expect you to. Okay, if he had gotten onto the ball and it just wasn't working out for him, at least I could appreciate the fact that he wanted to get on the ball constantly. When I see the left winger shying away from the ball, this guy, there's a clear passing angle, but hold on, let me go behind the defender so it looks like I'm being marked. It looks.
But Saad wasn't saying this during the Euros.
I was backing this guy. I was backing this guy, bro.
So because of one game against Man U, now he's dead. I'm not saying I want him over
because that's a very important game, bro. It's a very important game, bro.
One second, let me just get through these two super chats quickly. M Money, big up to you for the super chat. You're taking the piss.
Definitely not.
Next, we got Netweed coming in saying if Šeško won RB the league title, and only scored 25 goals, then true. What? He would turn into a pipeline.
Even the way
He's not done that though. What are we talking about? In reality, it's not this and that. And we simply don't know. You're right. We don't know how good he's going to be. That's true. AMT then says, "I'm with Saad. Arteta's done. I can't wait." What? I'm 60. Big up to you if you're 60 years old. I appreciate you watching the channel, man. Then we got another one here saying,
diverse
I would rather place my bet on a striker that is established and that is out and out a goal scorer rather than having someone who is a work in progress. That is what a lot of people are saying on why they want Gyökeres, because he's more of a proven goal scorer. Then you got HD. Big up to you. What's he saying? Šeško is trash. Stop coping. It matters who we buy. 100% it matters who we buy. But we're not saying Šeško's trash. we're debating if he's good enough.
Wait, hold on. Do you guys remember like 2 summers ago when Arsenal weren't really in for Šeško, where he was really good? But now Arsenal in for him, he's trash. I'm not saying I'm not saying that I want him over Gyökeres. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
but the overdoing how bad he is too much.
Yeah.
Big up Kunle. I love when Kunle's in one of these moods, bro. Big up Kunle, bro. Like, this guy's in one of these moods.
Before we finish off and we start with the left winger again, the final one, Netweed once again. Big up to Netweed 09 saying Saad finally woke up, smelled the coffee. Yeah, man. Saad's been rational, man. He's not one of these guys delusional. Don't worry. Who do you guys want as a left winger? Everyone tell me right now.
Yeah, we already said Rodrygo, bro. It's obvious. It's not even a discussion.
Okay, if you can't get Rodrygo, what are we saying?
What?
For me, it's either. I'd say for me,
that guy. If you say his name, Saad, I'm locking off now.
Nobody say Gittins, please.
For me, no. I think Gittins. For me, that's like last. That's like the lowest on the list just because of his age. Do you know what I mean? We need somebody a bit more
lowest, bro. There's like 6 people lower than
him. I would. You dare say this player's name? Me and you are gonna.
So I've got a few players on my short list, guys.
The player I'm thinking is S, and if you say it, I'm gonna kill you.
So one of them is Semenyo. One of them.
Love.
Hey, wait. One of them
got exposed second half of the season. He can't finish.
I knew he was gonna say.
No. Wait. Let Saad finish.
Yeah. Well, like they don't even want to let me land. They don't want to let me land. Well, like they don't even want to let me land. One of them is Semenyo. One of them is Eze. Definitely another good buy. One of them.
Yeah, but we want versatile players that can play multiple positions.
I think he could do that, and he can cover when Martin Odegaard isn't having a good game. He can move into that left middle area as well.
As your primary though, not as like a secondary other wing.
Like, my primary is Rodrygo. If we can't get him, these are the.
No. Okay, so sign a winger and another. I think
probably at the top of the list. Probably at the top of the list.
2 wingers, man. You're dreaming.
No. I don't think we're gonna sign these.
Might as well throw Justin Kluivert in there, right, Saad?
Yeah.
I'll put no. I'll put Matoma's in there. I was happy when I heard that
but
news.
It's expensive.
Yeah, that's fine. Show the money out, bro. I'll be real. We haven't spent money in 2 years, so I'm not even looking at expensive and this.
How much do you think we're gonna spend?
I don't expect us to. I don't care.
I expect us to spend. I expect us to spend minimum 250. Minimum 250. These guys need to go out and shell out, bro. We're talking about war chest, bro, and these men are trying to hit me
we're not gonna spend 250.
You know what I mean?
Unless it's after sales, maybe. But
I don't.
But the main guy I want to get. The main guy that I want to get is Rafael Leao, bro. I'm onto him now,
you're
man.
cooked.
I didn't
really cooked.
We're bringing him in, man.
Cooked, bro.
Guys, breaking news.
I make Saad have to qualify.
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
What did I miss?
Breaking news. Gabriel Magalhaes is in advanced talks to sign a new deal. That's good news.
That's not breaking news, man. We know it's done, bro.
Saad, is this really
who's put this out?
Who's
put this out?
Saad, is this really where you're at now? Leao and Semenyo.
Listen, Kunle, I'm desperate, bro. Don't look me in the eyes when you say that, bro. I'm in a dark place, bro. So I've got no choice right now. You name me better options then. Name me better option, brother, because I'm in a dark place, man. It's dark, bro.
The first one is is African Player of the Year Ademola Lookman. Yes, I would definitely take him on that
I
left wing.
forgot about Ademola Lookman, actually.
Lookman over Semenya all
He's
day.
guys. He's at the top of my
Niger
list.
over Ghana as well every
Yeah.
time. Niger over Ghana.
He's actually at the top of my list. Sorry. I completely forgot about
somewhere in
Lookman.
Italy. We haven't been seriously linked with him. We've been linked with him once, but I don't know enough. But I don't think
he asked who I wanted, didn't it? I definitely don't want. Leao is a bum. He's a scrub, bro.
Yeah, and Lookman's not expensive either, by the way. Like, he's doable for us. Like, it's in our price range as well.
I've been convinced based on the
one problem with Lookman. Gasperini players, when they leave his system, they tend to fall off massively. Because his system is very much catered to the star player and feeds them relentlessly. So when those players go into a system where it's
talent, bro.
What do you
he
want?
Produces for Nigeria as well, bro, and we're shit. So, boy.
This is why someone like Anthony can go to a shit club and just start performing again, because he's talent. The talent was there. Is there.
Look, the reality is this is one thing that is a reality though. Our left side stinks. Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah, I know. We have to upgrade on Martinelli.
So Williams is an upgrade. Let's be honest. Nico Williams is an upgrade.
Every game, that's the thing,
he's not my first choice. What's his name? Lookman, and obviously Rodrygo is the number one option for me. But
we should have gone for the guy from PSG, man. It was such a no-brainer. 60 million, like freaking hell, man. I can't believe it. We would have been generational. We would have won.
Who? Kvaratskhelia?
Yeah.
I don't know how the Premier League missed out on that one, bro. That's just mad.
Bro, no one was in for this guy. It's like a mystery. And I'll take Šeško from Lyon. He's like 30 mil, bro. Like, I know we're not gonna spend on an attacking midfielder, so just like it's 30 mil, man. It's so cheap. Just get him.
Who did you say? Who did you say?
Šeško from Lyon.
But you know what? I don't. You know what? What's it called? I don't think we signed that player. I think Ethan's going to be used more in the middle this season. I reckon.
Dude, I don't. How can I trust that when he hasn't been played and we're so skimped and he hasn't been played, and then you want me to believe that next season he's going to be used more?
We've seen him. We've seen it happen before. He did the same shit with Martinelli, where everyone was complaining about his lack of minutes, and then boom, he started playing every game. So I can't say it's not possible that he's doing the same thing. I hear what you're saying,
but when you're forcing stuff and you're like you're literally your only creative attacking midfielder is injured for 2-3 months and you don't play no near, like it just doesn't make sense.
All right, let me ask you the question.
Remember, we were challenging for top 4 and he wasn't playing Martinelli.
Let me ask you guys a question. I'm gonna pivot the conversation quickly. Arsenal, we're not going to talk about Gabriel's contract extension. It's not really.
It's already done. I can tell you that.
One thing I do want to ask you guys: should Arsenal go and sign Joao Garcia as a backup keeper?
It's not happening. He's going to.
Do you think it's a good investment? Do you think it's a good investment?
Yes.
Why are we signing another keeper, bro?
We need one. We need one. Let's
just give it to Setford, bro.
No, bro.
Bro.
Wait, listen.
Let me try.
All right. Sorry.
Champions League. And
hold on.
Okay. First one here.
Let me say this.
Hold on. Why are we playing a second keeper in the Champions League, bro?
No,
let me say something to you.
No one.
Joao Garcia.
Big up, man.
Joao Garcia, at his age right now, is viewed as one of the best goalkeeping prospects in the world. Don't forget that Raya currently is 29 and he's playing well. But this guy is 6'3". He is currently still was at a relegation team, and he's being sold for around 20 million pounds. We could buy the next Courtois, Alisson type goalkeeper for 20 million, potentially loan him out or keep him as a number 2, and be ready to go to overtake Raya and have our next goalkeeper for the next decade.
Can I tell you something?
All right. Get me all them attacking options first, and then we'll.
Yes.
No. How about this? We sell Carl Hines for 10 million.
That's the only answer.
No,
Get me Rodrygo, Gyökeres. Then we can talk about what else.
Listen to what you're saying. How is Carl Hines 10 million? I know where you saw that. I can't believe you even repeated that. You know how stupid that is?
Maybe 4.
10 million. You're talking about a guy who hasn't even played in the first team, man. Come on. He's worth
maybe
like
4
2 million, 3 million. The smart thing Arsenal would do is loan or buy this guy, loan him, and then resell him for more money, because we know he's not going to play. He wants guaranteed game time, or just miss out on him completely and get Kepa from Chelsea, who's gonna go back. He's gonna be like
Kepa for 5 million as a backup. What do you guys think?
As a backup, bro, and spend the money on a freaking striker.
I take that.
I
Better than what we got now.
beg your pardon. Who?
Kepa for 5 million
as a backup for 5 million.
If that means we get all our other targets, I'll take that. But I don't really want that. If that means we get all our other targets,
I'll be so real with you guys, yeah, brother. Like,
actually, I'm scarred from Chelsea. No more Chelsea. No more Chelsea.
This second keeper is gonna play for me the cup games, the FA Cup and the League Cup.
Yes.
The Champions League is David Raya. I think David Raya is a good. I think David Raya is a good enough keeper, brother. This Kepa guy, I think David Raya is a good enough keeper. This Kepa guy is gonna demand wages. He's also gonna have like a fee because Chelsea, for some reason.
Okay, so you would play Tommy.
No, he's gonna demand wages. Wallahi, he's gonna demand wages. I'm telling you, he's gonna demand
all the FA Cup games, all the League Cup games, and then rely on Raya to be fit the whole season and whatever. When we get
Raya's consistently fit. When has Raya gone down?
Hey, look, I hear it. I can see it. But I also see why we want to go get a backup. Like it makes sense. We
definitely need a backup because we just lost Neto, innit? So we need one.
Everyone except Facade, right?
Yeah, but it's not happening. But
let me hear from
what happened,
guys.
We were 5 million
what
short.
you saying?
We were 5 million short last summer from the release clause. We didn't want to pay an extra 5 million, so then we went and loaned Neto, and then he was cup tied, and then we said we were going to come back this season to get him, and now he wants to start, and now we're.
Why do we do this? Why do we do
Edu's got blood on his hands, bro. Edu's got blood on his hands.
Off 5 million freaking.
5 million cost us.
Yeah, it cost us.
Soul, take it away, man. One second, guys. Let Soul jump in on this one.
Hey, just get me Joao Garcia, man. Get me him yesterday, brother. If Edu is stopping me from Joao Garcia being our number one, I swear. You see, I don't like the guy anyway. I wanted him gone. He was the first on my list. I don't even know why we hired him as a sporting director to begin with. But yeah, good riddance to him, honestly. Tarnished his name. But when it comes to Joao Garcia, man, he is a generational keeper. He is genuinely phenomenal. And when I come
you hear that?
Like, genuinely, I'm talking the next best thing. Whoever signs him as a keeper for the next 15 years, like, there's no question he is going to be where.
I'm going to stop speaking to you in very soon. I swear, I'm going to stop because you love gassing me up. You love it, bro. Why do you love gassing me up, bro? I'm going to stop. I'm going to block you out soon, bro. Because you love. No, son, I'm not letting you do this to me again. No,
bro. Okay, let me tell you something, bro. Imagine being a relegation.
Who's he calling Son, bro?
Being a relegation team, right?
Bro, he's going to Newcastle.
Bro, why are you dragging my name through the mud, bro?
Imagine being a relegation team and the goalkeeper is a fucking man of the match against Real Madrid, against Mbappe, against Vinicius, against Rodrygo, and the keeper.
Is he a La Liga team of the season candidate?
Probably.
Yeah, he has to be. He's by far the best keeper in the league. By far. Bro,
but that's the thing. He's good enough to start for a Champions League team. So why would he
start for Man City tomorrow if they signed him?
Sorry?
Would he start for Man City tomorrow if they signed him?
Yeah, they were in him. They went to sign someone else.
Every single team in the league.
Would he start for Arsenal?
Yes.
No, maybe not this season, but he would.
No, he should.
Ryan's the top 3 keeper in the world. What are you talking about?
No.
I don't know where this is going.
Ryan, top 3 keepers in the world. Ryan.
No, I know. I'm saying he would. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Would he have saved? Would he have saved the goal that Ousmane Dembele scored in the Champions League?
Bro, I mean,
that's such
a crazy question. Like, how does someone decipher that?
I'm telling you, man. Yo, Joao Garcia is the truth. I'm telling you, he is the truth. He is the truth.
Garcia was definitely up to say, yo, that shot was crazy, man. Like, I don't know which keeper saves that. It was just a good shot.
Raya is your. Here's the thing.
Just clarify. Can I clarify? I want to clarify. First of all, Hanif, go wash your mouth with soap, brother. Don't ever say that in your life. I was the stinkiest thing in your life.
2 golden gloves. Golden gloves. You can't compare.
I want to clarify.
Just quick, brother, and then I'll come to you. I promise. Well, I'm sorry, Saad. I was just trying to catch a moment. Iga, I told you we won't net Gyökeres for 58 million was right. We didn't even make an official bid yet. That was just rumors. Next one, Sporting are demanding 75 million. Since when did the prices change every single day, Netweed? What are we talking about?
It's not
the stock market, brother.
Then we got Wayne in the building saying, I can see you guys now. Raya gets injured.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans start crying. Why didn't we sign a keeper after crying? Why are we signing another keeper? LOL.
No. Do you know what happened? Yeah, it's like Saka never gets injured in it. So some people are like, oh yeah, he's never injured. Just rotate with whoever in it. And then that one season, he fucking does get injured. And he actually gets injured. It's not like a knock or anything that he's out for a game or something. Nah, he's out for 3 months. It's gonna happen every time we don't do something.
So everyone here,
You know,
is everyone here?
can I
for the
clarify
signing of-
something though? Can I
I just
clarify
want
something?
to hear
No,
from Saad.
Saad, you cannot.
Are you now officially for the signing of Joao Garcia?
But why are you doing this to people
Me?
when you know that we're not going to sign him? There's no point of having this conversation.
No,
We're
but
just
Hey,
getting
listen,
people
are you-
to-
Who's-
would you be-
I'm
Let
hella
me
confused.
dream.
What's
Let
happening?
me dream, please. I want this guy so
It's
bad.
not happening,
If
bro. I
Arsenal
want
spends
you
20
to.
million on Joao
Oh,
Garcia,
forget it.
I'm
It's
gonna go and
gone.
find
It's
someone.
gone. It's
I'm gonna
gone.
go and find someone.
I'll be real. I'm not even
Oh, stop.
against like this actual keeper. I think he's an alright keeper. Yeah, I think he's a good keeper. But for me, I'm on the level of like
Nah,
we have like this is like, say for instance, I got a burst pipe, the walls falling, half the walls falling off, and my lights ain't working, but I'm out here like prioritizing to go and fix the fucking
Get a new
go
door,
and fix
get a
my
new
car,
door.
bro, or go and get a new door. Like,
Yes,
bro,
please.
why am I fixing something that's already fixed?
Okay. But if
I'm
that's the
trying
point, if you're
I'll be
getting
real,
into
but
Party,
hold on. David Raya is a very, very good keeper. If not top 3 keepers in the league, 100%.
So is
I'd
a
even go-
Mercedes, but I want a
I don't
Bugatti.
even,
No, it's just what it is.
brother, what is this?
Saad,
You've not even
Saad,
seen him at the
Saad,
top
the
level.
thing is-
Do you realize that the top level is completely different
When you
to
get an
to-
opportunity
bro,
to sign an
like,
elite
come on, man.
player at a
You
low
can dream,
cost,
man.
as
Why
a-
am I getting a Bugatti when I don't even have central heating? That don't make sense.
Exactly,
No, but
bro.
I don't
Why am I getting
I
No,
don't need it.
what is
I've
this,
got a
bro?
You
Bugatti.
just said
I've
David
got a
Makes
Raya
sense.
Bugatti, brother. I don't
man,
need
and-
it.
Bro, my house is flooding and I'm out here buying Bugattis, bro. Like, what's going on, bro?
No.
Like,
But that's
what
gonna
is
get
this,
fixed.
bro?
That is also gonna get fixed. Don't you worry
No,
about
it
that.
has to be fixed first, of course.
No,
That's my
it
point.
just-
That's what
How
I'm saying.
is-
Don't worry about it.
Biden
I'm
pays,
worried.
it
That's
does
what I'm
not
saying.
matter.
How
We
is
need-
he on collective?
That's what we've been hearing for 3 years. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
why
We'll
do I
sort it
care?
out.
Listen,
Don't worry
you
about it.
you guys that are professionals at this stuff and you've seen this guy, yeah? How is he on collecting crosses? Because Raya is one of the best keepers in the world at that. So how is he on collecting crosses?
We're talking about the wrong things, guys. The point is he's a good
Literally.
enough keeper to play for any team, but he's not going to come to Arsenal because he wants game time. So
Yeah, give it him.
the club wanted to get him because he was cheap.
But you want to do
and
another
obviously some-
Ramsdale thing, yeah?
Yeah, well,
No,
That's what
I
you want,
couldn't
though.
give a shit.
That's
That's
what
what
you
you
You've
want,
got to
though.
play-
Another
Okay,
Ramsdale thing.
no. But if you can go and get, like, let's say Lionel Messi in his peak,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, why are you not going to drop Saka? I don't
Exactly,
care. Let
exactly,
Saka be
brother.
hurt. I've got
Brother,
Lionel
If
Messi,
you
brother. Why
ever
am I not
use
going to
that
do that?
example to describe this Garcia,
Bro,
brother, again,
No,
Joe,
then
but
I'm
you're gonna
telling you,
I get
when you
the
see
point. The
this guy,
point is,
this
if
guy
it's
is
Then you're gonna
phenomenal
physically
available,
fight, bro.
phenomenal,
What is
man.
this,
Hey,
bro? What are we doing here, bro?
I don't
where do
care.
you
I'm
Manchester?
backing
Yeah,
it.
is
I'm
that where
riding
Souls
it.
is? Manny, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
No, these man are talking about
No,
like
you
as
know-
if this
you know,
guy is
guys,
Luigi
guys,
Buffon,
one
bro.
second.
I'm
Reject.
pulling up the
One
Manny
second,
stuff.
one
I've had
second.
enough of this.
Just to
I've
give
had
you the
enough.
perfect example,
Could.
Chelsea
Use
had
that word, could.
one second. Chelsea had Petr Cech. They got Courtois, loaned him to Atletico, and when Petr Cech was ready to leave, they had Courtois ready to
That's a
go.
very good example, Egal. That's a very good example.
I don't mind doing that, but
I love
deal
that.
with my attacking options first, and then we can talk
That
about
is what I'm looking
No,
for.
no, but
Because
you
Yeah.
need to do
potentially
that
could have
as
had.
well.
We potentially could have had £100 million keeper for 25 mil.
Yeah, that's the point. That's exactly the point that we should be talking about. That's why the club are after him, and
We
unfortunately,
know
it didn't
Edu.
turn
I'm
out our
not going
way,
to
bro.
dwell on Edu's mistake. I
Edu
know the
has
guy's
blood on his
he's
hands.
an idiot. We know that. There's no point dwelling on his stupidity. We get
I
it.
don't know. I don't know if I remember
Raya's
correctly,
not
but I think the reason was because we spent too much money. So whatever that we said we couldn't spend that extra 5 million, and then we just loaned someone, and then now we can't get him.
Hey, you want to know something? Going back to February, I had Šeško. We were hearing Šeško was the number one target. We were hearing Zubimendi was the target.
Yeah.
We were hearing Nico Williams was the
Williams.
target. So
Yeah.
you know something? If we go based off the rumors back in February, the
Yes.
club seemed to be going for the targets that they're going after.
100%. Which is why I always thought that Šeško. I always knew Šeško. Like I didn't want to
The
get
only
into
target
this
that we didn't get
comparison.
is probably the Bayern Munich guy. What's his name?
Sorry.
Kimmich.
Kimmich. Oh,
Wait, when were we in for Kimmich, bro?
But we wanted Kimmich for 2 years, bro. Like, we always got linked with Kimmich.
So
If we have another window like last
Nico
summer,
Williams,
we're fucked.
Šeško, Zubimendi,
I
those
don't say
three.
that quickly, bro. Okay.
Hear me out, guys. If we get Šeško, Nico Williams, and Zubimendi, just those three,
Not
plus
enough.
a backup keeper,
Not enough.
another defensive
Yeah,
cover
we're
once
not
we
enough.
sell some of these guys.
Still not
Once we
enough
sell some of
because
these
we still
guys.
need another attacking midfielder. We still need to replace Xhaka. We still need to. If we're gonna get Nico Williams and Šeško, who I don't think are both proven enough, then you have to fill in with that attacking midfielder. For me, in my opinion. But if you get two big ballers like Rodrygo and Gyökeres, or one of the two, then you don't. Then it's okay. Like, we don't have to replace the
Arsenal,
cam.
just do this Rodrygo thing. Just
Okay,
close
so
your
what if we
eyes
get
now.
What
Hey,
if
We're not gonna do everything.
What if
close
we
your
get Xavi
eyes now.
Simons?
Give us what
What
we
if we get
need now.
Xavi
Give us
Simons?
that
Bro, I
Ozil
know,
moment.
but you know that's
That
not how the
Arteta
club
moment.
works,
I need
bro.
it
You
again
know
now.
that's not how it works, bro. We're still covering up our mess. So you think we're gonna cover our mess and do everything?
Hey,
So, okay,
Mikel,
guys, I've got.
You
Wait,
know
wait, wait.
that's
I've
not
got.
how
I've got a
it
proposal for you guys.
Done, Rodrygo.
What
I
if
don't
we?
care.
What
Yeah,
if? Yeah.
done.
It's
What
not
if
gonna
we
happen.
play?
Done.
What
even
we
if you
play
sign me
Arsenal-
Ollie Watkins, I won't even be
No,
upset if you
Kunle.
get Rodrygo.
Why
Kunle,
couldn't they come in so close to the screen, bro?
Bro,
Kunle,
because I
I've
need him
got-
to
I've
see
got-
me.
know,
I
man.
need
Get
him
done.
to see me.
Get it done.
Need it.
No.
Bro,
you know
do you
what we need to
ever
do?
think that we were gonna sign
Bro,
Rodrigo?
hey, I don't think you lot know where I
All
am
right, guys,
mentally
let's
when
hear
it
from
comes to
Souls.
football
Let's
right
hear from
now.
Souls. Souls, what do you
Yeah, I
screaming
don't
down the
think
We
you
need to
can
play.
do
We
it,
need to
man.
play the
No way.
Arsenal media at its own game. So if we shit, because clearly they're looking to get the shitter player in it at left wing. What if we just shit on Rodrygo? But then they're gonna think, oh, these guys don't want him. Let's just get him Rodrygo. Because clearly,
wish
if
that worked
you don't
that
like
way,
Nico
bro.
Williams, they're going for
I
Nico
wish it
Williams, isn't
worked
it?
that way.
Just
So just reverse psychology with the club.
Reverse psychology, as if
Bro,
we
that
have
didn't
that
work,
sort
bro.
of
We still ended up
impact.
getting, bro. That didn't work. We still ended up getting friggin' some shit players, man.
Bro,
No,
so
but
many.
where have we done that? We just
But we
gassed
still
up all
got
these.
Raheem Sterling after people were begging for him at the end of the
Bro.
window.
No, but people beg for him though, innit?
People
People
were
like,
saying
yeah, let's
Raheem
get him in.
Sterling was gonna win us a trophy this season.
Bro,
Brother,
the worst part about it, well, let's try to ignore that for a second.
no, Raheem the Dream. I know I went overboard.
Yeah,
as well.
I can't lie. I don't know. I don't know why you're taking us back to this PTSD settings, bro. Why are we speaking
Alright,
about
let's
February
avoid that. Let's
and-
avoid that.
No,
Let's
I
avoid
mean,
that.
it makes sense.
Last
Let's
summer,
avoid
bro.
that about
One
who
second.
we think we're
Guys,
gonna
bro.
get based
Please
off February.
stay with me now. Stay with me
Oh,
now.
please,
Big up to
man.
Wayne for another super chat. He says transfer don't work like that. They're not signing based on in order of priority. So if a striker is signed tomorrow or the striker signed in July, it doesn't really matter. Basically, it's based
So
on
that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. We should be signing with priority. We should be going for the priority targets first and the priority positions first.
No.
As
But
a
some
club,
players-
that's how you should be working.
No.
bro.
But some signings are just easier to do. That's
club
just the reality.
sign players based on fans.
No.
sentiment.
They
That's
don't.
not true.
Ignore that. The reality of the matter is,
He was
right?
bantering Wayne. He was
For
bantering.
example, if you've got a player who has a release clause, that's a deal that can just get done because there's no real negotiation. The only thing that you need is player terms. But if you've got, like, for example, Šeško, Gyökeres, these kind of players, because we're not really hitting the release clause and we're just looking to negotiate the fee, that's why it's going to take a little bit longer. John Garcia is a release clause signing. So if you're going to get Garcia, for example, at the beginning of this, it's just 20 million. Here you go, done.
All right. Can I ask you guys a question? Yesterday, there was an app. By the way, the people are loving the panel. Big up to everyone in the comment section for loving the panel. And the panel are all legends, let's be honest. In case you don't know, Le African Gunner, big on Twitter. You guys can catch him on Twitter. We also have Saad in the building who has his own channel, The Football Corner, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Saad's Football Corner.
Saad's Football Corner. My apologies. You rebranded. I like it. Then we got Tunnel TV, One Touch TV, Kunle in the corner, and I don't know what my man is doing, but he was gonna do a boxing channel. He was gonna do all this other stuff, but now he's just
gassing up all these Arsenal fans. That's what he's doing. He's freaking gassing us
Anyways,
up. Anyways,
we're not done.
Please
do like the video if you like the video so far. There is one major topic we have to discuss. Yesterday, there was people going crazy. Gunnar Vids was going crazy over Arteta getting bashed by thing. He went in on Thierry Henry, saying mentality monster, celebrating a silver medal, talking about his career as a coach. Basically, he was on the overlap. He criticized Arteta over the team constantly getting injuries and saying, is it something to do with the training methods? Also spoke about Raheem Sterling signing when we needed a number 9, criticizing the club and Arteta saying we needed a 9. Arteta signed Raheem Sterling. And then there's also one more post where he spoke specifically about trophies. And I'll start there because I have the post with me right here. He spoke about the fact that Arsenal couldn't win at least one cup. He's like, Manchester United, who we laugh at, have been to 3 finals in the last 3 years. Arsenal didn't reach
five finals in the last 5 years.
5 finals. Wow, damn. I didn't even realize that's how many finals he's been to. But I personally, I've been on Dan Potts' channel. I've been on my channel. I think Thierry Henry is right about the trophies. I think he's right about the injuries to an extent. What I think he's wrong about is the Raheem Sterling post. And I can show you guys the Raheem Sterling post in a second. But I think when he's speaking about Arsenal not signing a striker, signing Raheem Sterling, surely you can't put that all on Arteta. What do you guys?
No, but no, you can, brother. Even this January, the guy was up until we got an injury to Jesus. This guy was talking about internal solutions. Let's not.
No, but look at the way he said it. The way he's saying it. Raheem Sterling, when everyone wanted a number 9, as if Arsenal as a football club, the manager didn't want to also get a striker. Raheem Sterling was a panic buy at the end of the window. Everybody knows that. Why is he acting like we didn't want to sign a striker?
Okay, so if we did want to sign a striker, why didn't we sign him?
Because the club's being cheap.
No.
No, don't do me that cheap.
Hold on. Until Havertz got injured, he weren't piping up about a striker, bro. He weren't.
Come on, man.
You weren't seeing him in the press talking about I need a striker until Havertz got injured, bro. So don't do that. Don't do that. If we were supposed to get a striker in January, regardless of injuries, he would have been talking about we need a striker. We need a striker.
He was lying in those press conferences, and I don't know why people like even Egal. I've had this conversation with him. He believes that Arteta, just because Arteta said that in the press conference in January, it means that the coach actually wanted to get a striker. And I told you that was not true. Remember that Wenger used to tell us he played Chamberlain against Liverpool and told us he's not going to sell him. And then 2 days later, we sold him. Bro, these guys know what they're doing when they're coming and talking to the press conference. Him and Kroenke definitely knew the plan was that Arteta wanted Šeško and we couldn't get him in January, so we were not going to spend, but we were going to say that we were looking at options in the market and we're going to move, etc., etc. But it was all just PR, man.
Yeah, but bro, I cannot accept the fact that the football club said we cannot afford Šeško in January, but we're going to wait a couple months to pay more money.
But why are you saying that? That's completely not true, bro. We bid 40 million for Watkins, so clearly the club gave Arteta the money and tools to spend. He didn't.
60 million, we would have got Watkins.
Let me finish. We didn't think that Watkins was worth 60 million, but there were so many other options, right? There was Morata, there was Rashford, there was Vlahovic, there was Mbeumo, there was Nico Williams, there was the guy who went to
we didn't get any.
Right?
We could have got even Kolo Muani on a free.
We had Kolo Muani. We had so many options. Arteta wanted Šeško, so he said, "Bun all that. We're just gonna say that we are trying to get a striker, but I know that I want to go get my main man in the summer, which is Šeško." And then what happened? 48 hours later, we had a match. Martinelli went down and he got injured. And then Havertz went down in Dubai in training. And then we were fucked because we lost our 2 attackers and we couldn't get anyone because the window closed. And then we got screwed. And wait, let me finish. And we were depending on Saka and Martinelli to come back in the Champions League. And we said we knew the league was over. We knew everything was over. We lost to Man United. We knew we were going to wait until the end. We knew no trophies. Then we beat Madrid. And we were like going crazy because we're like, oh my God, we actually might do something. Because what? Because Rice scored 2 great individual free kicks. From when we can't score any goals, we can't create, we can't score from open play. Those 2 free kicks took us to a semi-final. And what happened? We played against PSG and we couldn't create something we already knew was the problem. And it just came back to bite us and we finished with nothing. And now we come into summer and Arteta goes for his main man, Šeško, and he's going to try and win it this season. This is how I think it's played out. We had the money, bro. We bid 40 million for Watkins. How can you say that the owners didn't back Arteta? We tried. It's him. He's stubborn. He wants to get who he wants to get. And he wants to be right, bro. He wants to be vindicated. Havertz is the top scorer for Arsenal this season. He was injured for most of the season. He was on the highest paid wages. You think Arteta's just gonna just drop him like that? It makes sense. We were gonna get Šeško, bro. He wants to still use Havertz and maybe sell him in a year or 2. And by then, who knows if he's still gonna be at the club? But this guy's a stubborn man, and he wants to get what he wants, and he wants to prove everyone wrong, and that's his issue. He doesn't mold, he doesn't adapt, he doesn't change in game. You know what I mean? There's only one plan, and that's why
Arteta's really broken you, bro.
Nah, bro.
He's
you know what I
broken
mean?
me,
I love Arsenal. I want
he's
my
broken
team
you
to
in a
win,
different
bro.
way, bro.
I want to see my team.
You know
win.
what?
Is preventing me from doing that, but he's also done great things, which is why I say you can't say he's a Lego head. You can't call him a cunt because he has done great things at the club, but he's also made mistakes, bro. Like he's made mistakes.
You've called him a Lego head twice, but
you know what?
Without calling him one.
Indirectly,
you said it twice, but
I can't lie, guys. I was sick yesterday. I was sick. Not because of anything on Reset. Not because of anything on Reset. I think he was spitting facts, but I was sick because I'm seeing the fan base. I'm seeing fans who, you know, when you realize it's a sickness. I'll tell you when you realize it's a true sickness. When Arsenal fans start dunking on Henry, and actually saying about Henry, where were you in the Champions League? And I'm like, okay, let's just rewind for a second and not act like this guy at times wasn't carrying us through title races, wasn't carrying us through cup finals, wasn't carrying us through cup runs. Like, brother, these men are sitting here saying, where were you in the Champions League final? You sick, disgusting human beings, bro. Like, this is what I have to deal with, bro. This is what we have to deal with as Arsenal fans, bro. Because people that never saw the guy play are sitting here criticizing his play, bro. It's nuts. And we sit here and we get mad at a guy who's saying the facts. He's a fan like us. What we don't understand is that Henry is a fan like us, bro. He's hooked to the club. That's why he always speaks about Arsenal when they ask him about it.
Not even only that, bro. He's not only a fan. He's a fan that's done everything that he's asking us to do. Do you get what I'm saying? He's actually lived everything he's criticizing. He's not like, like you know them players that talk about, you need to do this. Like Carragher's always talking about winning league titles and he's never won a league title. You know them one there. But Henry's actually done it. He's a fan and he's a freaking legend as well. And people are talking about he's jealous. That's their analysis of his response. He's jealous. Okay, let's just pretend he's jealous. Let's just pretend. What part of that evaluation was wrong?
Not one bit.
Let's keep it about. There's not one thing he said that was wrong. Even if you do want to say he's jealous, even if you want to run with his jealous narrative.
I think he's being a little inconsistent.
How?
Why?
Tell us, man.
Tell me where.
Agree with.
Because you can demand finals and trophies. Nothing's wrong with that. But I think using Manchester United as an example is bad because they're still not better than us. Like, what are we doing?
No, but
they've reached these finals. They've reached these finals, but they've not gotten anywhere with them.
No, but do you know why it's a good example? Why it's a fantastic example is because what he's trying to say, a team that people are lauding up the next best thing, they're about to go on a run, they're just one step away, have not been able to get into even a final. He didn't even say win something. He said even a final. As good as they've been lauded, as good as they've been praised, you gotta get. To be honest, he should have won one of the cups. I think Henry was quite generous, even talking about getting into the finals. He's quite generous to even say that.
No,
but he's not even got into any finals.
I just want to make it clear.
And managers that are getting sacked are winning trophies and getting into finals.
Everyone is making it about Henry. 1 second. There is people who are going for Henry, and I think that's wrong. I'm not sitting here talking about Henry's mentality and his coaching record and all that other stuff. That's not necessary for this discussion. That is over the top, and that's just hating on the person who's saying something because you don't agree with them. What I'm saying is, I think there is people who are criticizing his logic behind some of the things he says. The whole Raheem Sterling thing, they're criticizing the logic behind it. Well, where did you get that?
Who do you think decided on Raheem Sterling? Do you think Henry is right? So Henry is agreeing with what I said, which is basically Arteta has final say. And yes, Edu probably pushed Sterling in front of him, but he still said yes, bro. He still gave the final check mark to be like, yeah, I'll use him. And it's still his responsibility to use him, right?
I don't think Arteta single-handedly saying I don't want a striker, bro. I don't think he's saying I don't want a striker. I think he's saying I want this striker or I want these two strikers, and I don't. If we can't get them, then I'll wait to get them. I think. Also, when we won the FA Cup and finished 8th, that was not enough. It was deemed a failure back then too.
Gal, that's not the point he's making. The point he's making is that we laugh, correct? Yeah, at Man
Yeah.
United, we
Yeah.
laugh at them, but they still manage to get in these competitions. They still
And
manage
win.
to get far in these competitions and win them. How can we, as the better team, not win these competitions? How can we
One
not
second.
get further
No,
in
no,
these
stop.
competitions?
But
How?
he did not mention the last 2 seasons in which we competed for the league. He mentioned this season where we were 10 points behind. He mentioned the cups where we did not win.
Yeah, but the narrative is
think-
still the
I
same. We
think
didn't cross
he
the
painted
line.
the argument.
Oh, we won the cups last season. Oh, my bad. We
No,
won
no,
the
no.
cups
He
the year
painted the
before.
argument. He painted the argument in a manner. He painted the argument in a manner.
No, we did,
to
obviously.
excuse him.
We didn't
Why'd
win
you got your
anything
straight
last
face
season.
like that, bro?
We didn't win nothing
Was it
last
the
year.
Carabao we won? Is it the Carabao?
No,
we
we
won?
didn't win
No,
nothing
man, we
last
didn't
year.
win. We haven't won anything since.
Nah, we won.
Wallahi.
Stop taking the piss. We won the Carabao.
Shout out to
bro.
my Iraqi
Okay.
gooner in the building. Big up to you. Big up
Big
to
up.
you. He said that's Iraq, right?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we got
so
that.
I think my perspective
Shout out
on
to. Let me just read the super chat, brother.
oh, yeah.
For me, it's either the Premier League or Champions League or nothing. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit about any other trophy. I support my Arsenal since '94, and I've seen it all. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. And you know
Yeah,
what?
bro.
The funny thing is, the people who have the highest standard and want the manager sacked, like Dan Potts, Northside, Lee, they're just telling me if he would have delivered a League Cup or FA Cup,
They're
I'd be happy.
lying. They're lying. You know they're lying. Of course they're lying. If we won the League Cup, you know Lee Gunner would be saying, "Oh, we won it before." Like you know they would have just used the other.
No, I
way,
actually
or-
believe Lee when he says that.
Nah, I don't believe.
For
any
me,
of
it would.
these guys, to be honest. I
For
think
me,
if
it
we
would
won
have
the League
been.
Cup, it wasn't enough, or the FA Cup. We knew it was the Premier League or the Champions League this season.
Yeah, but it'll make his
Yeah,
argument
this
a little
season
bit
it was.
easier.
This season,
That's-
yeah.
like,
This
you know what I'm saying?
season
I'm
it
not saying they
was,
would have
but-
been on it, but
Imagine if we're in these
I don't
title
believe it.
races, but at least we're picking cups up, bro. At least you can say, you know what? At least Arteta's shown us something that he can
If
win.
we
a
win the
trophy,
FA
that
Cup
these
next
players
season,
can get in a final
No.
and they can win. Like
if we
long
win the
for
FA Cup
ourselves.
next season, he still doesn't keep his job.
Yeah, same as
no,
this season. it
but
should have been.
this season that just went, 100%, I agree. FA Cups and League Cups were not
And
were not
even
enough to
next
save
season.
him. But I'm talking about the season before and the season before
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'm talking about in
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
seasons. If he
Yeah.
picked up cups,
Yeah,
you would have been able to make it. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
We can wait with this manager because
I
he's shown
agree.
us he can win trophies. He's shown us that he can lead this team to win a cup.
but
Whether
but
it might not be the big
the-
cup, but it's still a cup, bro.
The
Do you know
other
what I
side
mean?
of the
Fair.
other side of the coin is from the owner's perspective. He competed in the league, got twice, got second 3 years in a row, and no one else, even Wenger, couldn't do that for us, right? So even though we didn't win the FA Cup and League Cup, he did that. So that's why I see where the owners are like, okay, it doesn't make sense to just pull the trigger on this guy. It's like obviously we spent 800 million. We're supposedly so close. It only makes sense to give him another season, right? Which is why, like, even though this was supposed to be the season, it's now been pushed one more season. And for me, an FA Cup, League Cup, no, he needs to win the.
Let me
the
ask you a
league or
question.
Premier League.
What do you rate this season? I rated it a 5.
Yeah, I think it would be a 5 or 6
Bang
as
average.
well. Or 6, maybe because we reached the semifinals of the Champions
that's-
League. We haven't done that.
0.
I bet
Nah.
it's a 3, man. It's a 3 for me, bro.
0.
What is this, bro? We literally had a little cup run in the Champions League, bro. And apart from that, we didn't do anything, bro.
Bro, we
didn't
survived in
challenge
the
for
league with half a
I-
We
team.
didn't
I rank it
challenge.
NA,
We didn't.
bro.
We didn't. Yeah, you know what?
Oh.
That's a very good answer. NA, bro. I can't lie. Non-applicable, bro.
All
Like,
right.
it's not, it's
Let me ask you guys,
non-applicable right now.
final thing. Zubimendi, what we saying? Do you guys think Zubimendi is gonna transform our midfield? What are we thinking about that signing?
Good
Bro, when he
signing,
plays
really.
his first Arsenal game, that's when I believe he signed. This guy will snake his way out and slither his way out of anything.
It's done.
Even if he
it's
signed
done,
a
it's
contract,
done.
bro, the guy will say I do on his marriage and still find a way to get out. I don't care until he doesn't, not even hold the shirt. Forget that. I don't even care if Arsenal announce it.
What-
He has to play his first game.
All
So he's
I want to say on
top
the
league
matter
tied
is,
every tide before I
I
believe
just
he
want to
signed.
hear.
I've never seen you
I
this
said
upset.
zoom,
What the hell?
zoom, and let me hear you say, well. I said zoom, 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 and let me hear you say, well. Hey, that's what I'm waiting for,
Chance
man.
and everything.
No, because this guy
Yeah,
snaked
bro,
so
it's a
many
song,
people,
bro.
so many clubs. Yeah, like the guy was on his way to Liverpool. He was on his way to us. He was on his way everywhere. And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Nah, I want to stay at Sociedad."
Yeah, but
Like,
there
come
isn't
on, man.
other teams going for him, so it's not like he really has anywhere to. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Madrid is
Yeah,
the
but
only
Liverpool
other team.
last season, he didn't have anywhere else to go. He just decided to stay. This is
Nah,
what I'm saying, man. I
I
can't
think
trust
it's
the guy.
done. I think
Bro, he's
people
going.
are
We're
overreacting.
getting him, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you
done.
know,
It's done.
I
We've
knew that
noticed
we're
since
definitely
January.
getting him. when we weren't signing anyone in January and they started talking about it. I knew we were going to
Big up.
get
But
it.
not only
They were just
that, this started
pacifying
from
us.
last
Again.
summer.
One
when
second,
we
let me
went to
read
go
this
get
again.
him,
Big up
and
to
we
the
ended up with
Iraqi
Marino,
Gooner.
bro.
Shout out to you. Honest guys, Arsenal need the UCL. It's a match. What?
It's a must. It's a must.
It's a must.
It's a
is what
must.
he's trying
I'm
to say.
48 and I seen as winning.
I want to see us
it
winning before I die.
my die. Yeah, bro. I'll be honest. Chelsea winning the Conference League yesterday, it
Means
didn't
nothing.
bother me. But what annoys me is the fact that these guys are walking around saying we have more European trophies than you. That pisses me off.
I mean, they do, bro. They won the
Because they
Champions
keep
League.
every
We can't
time they
say
keep throwing
nothing.
it in our face. I genuinely
Bro,
believe
we
if
can't
we
say
have
nothing.
one second, hear me out.
Thing.
I genuinely believe if we have one Champions League to our name, they all shut their mouths.
Yeah, of course, but we don't. So of course they're gonna use that to fucking throw it out in our face when we were above them in the league, when we beat them, and like they can't compete with us on anything apart from the fact that they can say they've won
You know
more.
what somebody said to me? Somebody said to me, there's a manager who always wins things in his first season. Go get him.
Nah, bro. What do you mean?
Who's that? Who's that?
He just won the league with Napoli.
that?
Are you out your mind? This guy, bro. I swear. Conte will ruin the club, bro. That's the plus and the con with Conte will be successful. He will win you trophies, bro. But that club is a mash.
Let Arteta have a gap year. Let Arteta have a gap year. 1 year gap year. Bring in Conte. Just the 1 year. Win us a trophy. Leave. And then Arteta comes back in, wins us the Champions League.
This guy's trying to do exchange.
Why would you exchange a manager that just won you the
We're at
league?
uni now, yeah. We studying.
Nah, because Conte.
Hey, bro, he's gonna do pen pal, bro.
Nah, because Conte.
Hey, Igao. I have one question for you. Igao, I have one question for you. And if you don't lie about the number either, how much?
I'm just trolling, by the way, guys. I'm trolling. I'm not being realistic.
How much is what?
How much is Arteta pay you?
Arteta paying him.
How much is Arteta paying me, bro? I wish Arteta was paying me.
Like,
I'm
created a whole gap year for him just now.
Talk for free, bro.
Conde, I'll tell you after how much he pays me.
So in terms of the Zubimendi stuff,
We had a non-disclosure agreement. How about that?
I think it's underwhelming for a lot of Arsenal fans because it's a signing that we needed last year instead of Marino, and I think it's 1 season late. But I do think he's going to improve us a lot. He pings the ball a lot.
Maybe the Zubimendi deal was paying.
Wait, where are those criminals that tried to hype me about Marino and I was telling them about him? Where are they?
I mean,
Marino
telling me that he's Xhaka part 2.
Marino could turn into
whoever says Xhaka part 2 needs a back.
No, he's not as good as
regen of Xhaka.
Whoever says Xhaka regen, smack him.
He's better than
brother. Marino's a miss. No one can big up Marino to me. He's a miss. He's a better striker than he has a midfielder.
No. Marino's sick, bro. Marino's actually a good player.
He's a miss, bro. We signed him as a defensive midfielder. He's done his best work as a striker. Fuck that, he's a miss.
Yo, guys, Orange Saranga. Sorry, the box of orange is in the building. Big up box of orange. He says Gyökeres has more goals and he's better. That is logic. What? That is logic why we bought Lacazette and Liverpool signed Salah.
Big up. I agree. Lacazette's numbers were better than Salah's. That's what he's trying to say. Move on. Which they were.
Stats are not all.
Good try though. I like that. Good try.
Let's be honest.
Of course, Souls is going to jump on that. Of course.
If Šeško signs for Arsenal and he scores his first goal off his first touch from across, and we're like, wow, he pulls an RBP type goal with his first touch, you guys are going to go crazy.
You better not.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm gonna bring a bamboo stick.
Šeško has that rare ability.
You better cry.
Just take a shot first touch without even getting it down.
I'll be real. He has to get 20 plus goals for me, bro. If you think he's gonna score a goal on his first start, bro, and I'm gonna be sitting there just like I'm gonna be sitting there saying, "Oh my god, he's the best striker ever." Like, brother, that's not what we're doing.
Bro, Lacazette, when he scored on his first touch, I freaked out. Bro. I'm like, we're set, we're good. And then fuck it out, the guy never scored again. As much as he did. Oh man. He had
I
one
don't that first season for Lacazette, right? Listen, man.
bro. If
He was
Šeško comes
okay.
I
in,
think
He wasn't that
Wenger
good,
kind of
but-
messed him up in that
if
first
Šeško
game.
comes in and
Listen,
wins us the
man.
league,
I was on top of the
second.
world, bro.
If
like-
Gyökeres
Bro,
comes in,
what?
bags
From
20
what?
goals.
From his first season, Giroud was better than that guy, man.
Nah. I always
Yeah,
had a soft spot for.
100%.
Towards the end, it got a bit ugly, but I always had a soft spot for Lacazette,
Hey guys,
man.
Me too.
we're
but
gonna
he's
we're gonna
not
wrap
good
it
like
up.
My
We're gonna
guy,
wrap it
man,
up.
no
player,
lie.
man.
I'm telling you, I love this
I love
panel.
that-
Hopefully, I can get you guys on again.
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
good vibes player. That's it.
I
Okay.
love that celebration, bro. Hey,
Oh,
my
get
guy,
out.
man.
Hey,
It's been a
Sard,
minute.
hey,
It's been a
hey,
minute.
ban Sard, ban him for like a week.
He's reminiscing on
Yo, guys, by the way,
Obalaka.
are you guys concerned about Chelsea?
Bro.
Who?
Are you guys concerned about Chelsea? Because Chelsea,
Who's
Yeah, of
Chelsea?
course, bro. They freaking spend
they're
money
they're
this
about to
season.
sign the lap, and they're looking to get
Champions
Ekitike on top of that.
Yeah, but they're gonna overspend. I'm glad they're overspending on him because I didn't want us to be the idiots that did that. So let them have him, and then we can get Šeško. And I don't know what Gyökeres will end up if.
They're not gonna get Ekitike. Ekitike is gonna go to Liverpool.
Nah.
It's going to be
Okay, what
really
if they get
interesting
Gyökeres?
seeing Chelsea have to use their
Yo,
best
apparently
11
they're
for
gonna
2
make
games a week.
Jackson a left winger. They're gonna
Interesting.
they're gonna sign 2
That suits him.
strikers.
That suits him though. Jackson left wing would cook.
Yeah.
No,
I
but it's
agree
going to be
too.
interesting. You see. Look, I'm not going to talk too much about these other teams, but if you're telling me for my team to win a trophy, I need to watch us lose 21 games a season, I don't want that. Number one. Number two, it's going to be real interesting to see a certain team perform when they have to play 2 games a week with their starting 11. They can't keep man like. You know what I'm saying? So let's see.
Anyways, we're out of here, guys. All I gotta say is shout out. This has been an amazing video. Thank you, boys. Saad, Football Corner, you got a show coming up?
Yeah, we're back tomorrow, man. Cora
What
Pod.
time?
You know what I mean? 8:00. It's gonna
Okay.
be.
I'll
It's gonna
redirect
be
to you once I'm
shouting,
done
bro.
my show.
Yeah, it's just gonna be shouting, bro. We're just
No
gonna be
worries, I
shouting
got
at
you.
each other, bro.
Kunle, what are you saying? Monday.
Monday, man. Season review.
No worries. What about you, African Gunner? What are you dealing with?
Nah, just Twitter. What do you mean? Twitter every day, man. I mean, yeah, it just hit 66K, so continue to
Hey.
go. Train,
Big
bro.
up to you, man.
Big
Big up
up,
to
man.
you.
Big up,
I'm
man.
not gonna lie to you. I got my first decent money from Twitter. I was like, yo, what the hell? Elon's sending me a couple hundred. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And then what are you
Big up,
saying?
you go, man.
I'm about to go link up with my boy Arteta and me and Mikel.
Nah, you know what? Souls is too bougie for us.
in time,
After
we'll
these
get there,
videos,
we'll get
you
there.
don't see him for months.
Yeah, wallah, I'm waiting to get there, bro.
Wallahi, if we lose games, Souls is disappearing. You don't see him.
No.
Anyways,
Me and Mikel got to do tactical talking, and man need to smack him on in it, knock some sense into him.
Well,
Oh,
Arteta's
yeah.
wife is liking my Insta post, so I'll be DMing her about the striker debate.
Wait,
Nah,
who?
You know, when people make
Arteta's
fun of my
wife,
reading,
like
I
my
don't
Instagram
I don't
post?
appreciate
Oh, no,
that.
No, it's not.
That was me. You're welcome. You're
I have a
welcome.
learning
I got
disability.
a
Not-
They got Arteta's misses,
It's
innit?
called dyslexia, guys. Like I have it too, so what it is, what it
There
is.
you
innit?
go.
Fuck it.
I just mix up words sometimes. Anyways, have a good night, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. You already know what it is. Big up everyone on the panel. And we're going to send you over to Chelsea. So just tell them they are shit. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace.